Coding Guideline, Section 1, Chapter 9, Section D, Number 1 is Category I-69, or the sequelae of cerebrovascular disease. The scenario is flaccid hemiparesis of the right side due to an old cerebral infarction. Note that the word old tells the coder we are looking at sequelae of the cerebral infarction, and these are from category I-63. Using the guideline, we know category I-69 is used when coding sequelae of conditions classifiable to I-60 to I-67. So let's go ahead to the 3M encoder. We start with the word hemiparesis, and it says see hemiplegia. Hemiplegia. Remember, it's an old one, so following. Cerebrovascular disease. Cerebral infarction. I-69.35. We're not done coding that. As you can see, there's a little plus here. Following cerebral infarction. In our scenario, it said the right side. So according to guideline is, and I will be going back over this, is how we figure out dominance is, it's assumed it's going to be right-handed dominance if it's not marked anywhere. This is marked as a right, so we know it's the right dominant side. So it's going to be the I-69.351. Again, double check up at the I-69.3. Make sure there's no code additional. Nope, we're good there. Just the basic I-69. And it has some notes here. That same note that I told you about the, it's the sequelae from these conditions that are classified to those codes. So we're good with the I-69.351. And now let's go back to the rationale for that. So the hemiplegia following cerebrovascular disease, cerebral infarction, is the I-69.31. We picked the 1 here because it's the right-sided dominance. And I will get to that in a minute. The rationale for category I-69 is used to indicate conditions which are classifiable to categories I-60 to I-67 as the causes of sequelae, the neurological deficients themselves classified elsewhere. These late effects, including neurological deficits that persist after initial onset of conditions classifiable to categories I-60 to I-67. The neurological deficits caused by cerebrovascular disease may be present from the onset or may arise at any time after the onset of the condition classifiable to categories I-60 to I-67. Codes from category I-69 sequelae of cerebrovascular disease that specify hemiplegia, which this one did, hemiparesis, and monoplegia identify whether the dominant or non-dominant side is affected. Should the affected side be documented but not specified as dominant or non-dominant, which this one was not specified, and classification system does not indicate a default, code the selection as the following. For the ambidextrous patient, the default should be dominant. So if both hands are equally working, then right's going to be, the default should be a dominant. And this side says right side, so we're going to say right side dominant. If the left side is affected, the default is non-dominant. If the right side is affected, which this one is, the default is the dominant. So that's why we did the dominant side, the right dominant side. Again, this is Coding Guideline, Section 1, Chapter 9, Section D, Subsection D, Number 1.